Hello, 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 my friend. Welcome to our Magic Monday here on November 11th. It is the 11/11 portal. I am excited to be doing Magic Monday on this beautiful day. And I want to talk a little bit about what this day is because there's a lot of probably talk out there about this. So I want to just kind of give you a little bit of insight in bringing a little bit of a different, maybe not different, but a deeper perspective. How about that? Before we get started, oh, I can hear myself better. Uh, let's go ahead and if you are with us live, or if you are catching this on the replay, hashtag team replay, let me know in the chat if you are team replay, because I am team replay. I love to watch videos. It's just simply because I just miss them because of my schedule. And so I usually will go back and I'm catching and I'm commenting, right? So feel free to do that because I read each and every one of your comments. I am getting better at responding to them, but I do read them, every single one that comes in. And for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. I know we've had a lot of people subscribe over the past few weeks, and I'm very grateful and so blessed that you found us. So if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. Every time I see somebody subscribe, I send you a little blessing. So just FYI, know that I have sent you a blessing. I hope you're okay with that. It's just, I feel so blessed and honored that you chose to subscribe. So I usually will just take a little second and just send you a very nice little blessing. What I would invite you to do right now, whether you're on the replay or you're catching us live, and I do see a few of you live, so welcome, is to let me know what you are celebrating as we enter this week. If you don't have anything that you're celebrating, because I know sometimes are like, oh, there's nothing I'm celebrating right now. Well, the fact that you're here, you can celebrate that. If you're like, I don't know what I'm celebrating, Danie, you can tell me what the energy for the week is that you want to call in for this week ahead. No matter what has happened in the day, no matter what has happened up to this point, whether you're watching this later in the week, right now, what is the rest? What is the energy? What is the vibe that you're calling in? Because, my friend, you are a powerful manifester on this powerful day of manifesting. So let's talk a little bit about 11/11. So every time we have that, right, we talk about, there's this talk about angel numbers that you might hear out in the world. You might follow them, right? I'm not somebody that really is very strict about like, oh, this number means this and this number means that. I really feel into it and see how it wants to work with me. I feel like for me, those angel numbers are my guides, my spirit team, right? If you want to say God, creation, universe, really showing me something and wanting to bring something into my awareness. So people will message me a lot and say like, hey, Danie, I just keep seeing 11/11 everywhere, or I keep seeing 888 or 555, or what does that mean? And I'm like, well, what were you thinking? What was the vibe? Like, what were you doing when you saw that number? Or when that came in. So we have this, I think, my friend, empower yourself to not follow this means this and this means this, but allow yourself to fill into like, well, what does it mean for me? Because I feel like it's this secret language that me and my spirit team have. And so it communicates with me these different things. And then I'm like, oh, that's the message you've been trying to give to me. That's the message you've been trying to relay all this time. Got it. Thank you. So, with 11/11, it, for me, what I've, and there, yeah, okay, I do read and I will look. And so I'm not just, saying that this is all that I feel, but what I am inviting you to do is to explore that a little bit more. What I know of 11/11 portal, especially when I was really early looking into angel numbers and kind of looking at the different portals and whatnot, 1111 really is this energy of endings, and it's really interesting because right now our moon is it's still in Aquarius as I'm recording this live here at noon Central Time, but in the next couple of hours it's going to move into Pisces. We are also, so I want to put this in here, we are also at the very end. Let me just lower that music a little bit. Because it starts to get a little bit loud right here. We are also in our week leading up to, right, we just had first quarter, so we're moving into our full moon that we're moving into on Friday. Friday, our full moon in Aries, right? So it'll be the energy of Libra and Aries, but it's also the last day of Libra, and we'll be moving into Pisces. So I'm sorry, Scorpio, which would be Scorpio Taurus. So we'll move into Scorpio. So there is this ending type energy coming through this week, not only with this 1111 portal, but us moving into the end of the Libra season and moving into Scorpio season, which is all about endings, my friend, which is all about transformation and the next thing and allowing ourselves to move through to the next. And so there's this really big energy here that I'm going to say, like, I like to look at these portals like 1111, 1010, 99, 1212, right? As these ideas that like this timeline opens up for us. And it's very interesting. I just saw this movie called Infinite last night, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And it was these people who are able, check it out, it's really interesting. These people that are able to experience their past lives consciously in the present. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot of the work that I get to do, and I love it. And so it was just really interesting the way that they kind of like saw that. So to keep moving forward here, this idea of these endings, this idea of like this timeline that you get to like step onto. And I feel like this is an opportunity for us to release the things, to let go of the things, which is really great under this full moon energy. And by the way, I am doing a full moon somatic breathwork experience on Thursday evening at 6:30 Central if you want to come and join us and really like release some of this energy right at the end of Libra before we move into Scorpio, to kind of prepare our hearts and our minds for all of that. We'll be getting into that on Thursday night. But this is like an idea to like let go of those things that aren't coming on this new timeline with you. And to really be clear, to be intentional. I posted this on my stories and over on Instagram, is like to be intentional about what it is that we're wanting to call in, wanting to bring in with this, right? What timeline do you want to step? If you had, my friend, let me ask you this. If you had the ability to choose a new pathway, or to choose a pathway that was in alignment with what you desire right now, what is it that you would be choosing? Do you know what you want to manifest? This is one of the things that I really delve into when we do cosmic alignment. It's like, what do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? What do you want to bring in? Whether you're looking this on a new moon cycle, on a monthly cycle, on a yearly cycle, on a quarterly cycle, however, on a decades, right? People look at decades. However you want to look at that, my friend. What is it that you want to bring in? What is it that you want to call in? What timeline do you want to step into it? Now, do you want to step into now? We're going to do our daily somatic breathwork practice in just a second. And so as we do that, I want you to think about what are the things that are in your way from you stepping on that timeline? What are the things that are blocking you or stopping you that you could let go of? That you're ready to let go of. Again, whether you consciously know these things or unconsciously, because the body holds everything. And so there might be things that when you just say that, consciously you're like, oh, well, I know this and I know that. I do this all the time. But unconsciously, right, there's some things that might want to come forward from the body. I did this past weekend. I was journaling, and as I was journaling, I was like, ooh, there's a belief in there. And so I had to go through and work on that belief. All right, the last thing I want to say here before we get started is if we take the numerology of this entire day, so 11/11/2024, and we add all of those numbers together, we get the number 12. Now, I always refer my teachers, my mentors, when I was really diving into spiritual work and really diving into the mysteries, really used the tarot especially the major arcana, as a way for divination. And so we would take, right, the numerology of the day, which in today's case is 12, and then we'd look at the major arcana and say, okay, well, what is the 12th card in tarot? And the 12th card in tarot, for those of you that know tarot, is the Hanged Man. And so if you don't know what the Hanged Man is, here's the Hanged Man here. And you can see that he is hanging by his ankle. He's upside down there. And so a lot of what this card stands for, from my perspective and the way I've worked with this card for myself, is the pausing. He cannot go anywhere at this point. He must pause. We must take time to slow down. There's a sense of surrender here. There's nothing, he could try to fight his way out of that, right? And just waste his energy. Or he could surrender. He could let go. And he could allow some new perspectives to come in. That, kind of halo, if you want to say, around his head signifies that illumination, that new perspective. In order for him to get there, though, he's got to pause. He's got to surrender. He's got to let go. And he's got to allow it to come through. And so as you go on your journey today, if you're like, Danie, I don't know what I want to manifest. I don't know what timeline I want to step onto. I'm going to ask you in this breath work or throughout this week, throughout this day, to allow yourself to receive that, to be open, to surrender to receiving what it is that you desire. Because I know people will tell me, I'll ask people questions all the time. I love to ask questions. And I'll ask a question and they'll say, I don't know. And I always push back and say, I think you do. And when we get still, when we get quiet, when we listen, right? I used to do this back when I was in church and I would pray to God, like, God, tell me, show me, show me the sign, tell me the thing. But I never listened. I just asked and I asked and I asked and I never stopped to listen. And it wasn't until I stopped, right? And I would sit in the back of the church on a daily basis. This is very, very close to when I decided to actually leave the church. But when I would do it, I would sit there. And now I do it in a different way. But I would sit in the back of the church and I would just listen. And it was the best time I ever spent because it was when I truly started to connect and get to understand all the teachings I had ever been taught. Even the new ones that I was starting to explore, I started to see it all very differently because I allowed myself to listen. So I'm going to invite you with this Hanged Man energy here to just receive, to just listen, and to be open to what wants to come forward for you. All right, we're going to shift into our daily somatic practice. So I invite you, my friend, right now to go ahead and get settled in and just take a nice deep breath in and just close your eyes. And allow yourself to arrive in this time, in this space, in the here and the now. And as you arrive deeper and deeper into this moment, into this time, into this place, allow your grounding cord or your roots to drop down into Mother Earth, grounding you here, grounding you now, plugging in. You may see this, you may feel it, you may know, you may imagine it. Growing deeper and deeper with each breath into you and into this moment right here. And there are 3 crystalline energies that are wanting to come through. The first one is malachite. And don't worry about the color. I want you to just allow the energy to flow in and flow through. It's going to flow up through the center column, so up through the earth chakra, up and through your root, all the way up into your crown. And it's just going to ever so gently begin to swirl around your energetic field, your aura. The next one is opalite. Opalite's going to come up through, same way. Up and around. Now as the opalite comes in, it's really going to open up the third eye, allowing you to see as the Hanged Man, allowing you to gain a new perspective, maybe on something that you've been challenged with or something that you're just needing some new insights around. And that next crystalline energy of citrine, it's going to come through, same way, all the way up, and then gently through the auric field. I want you to see if you can allow yourself to be held in this energy. Beautiful. I want you to go ahead and allow your crown chakra to open, allowing that energy to flow up and connect in with the most high vibration, authentic energy of God our Father, the great I am, the divine creation, universe, divine source energy. As above, so below, as within, so without. The divine light connects us all. We're going to connect in with our spirit team, our angels, our spirit guides, our authentic guardians, the archangels, those that are here to work with us today for our greatest and highest good in the high vibrational energy of love and light. We welcome you into our day and into guiding us on our new timeline. In the timeline that we now choose, or the timeline that is coming to us now, And in a moment, when we begin our deep breathing in through the mouth, out through the mouth, we invite our guardians and we invite our subconscious mind and our conscious mind, our mental body, our emotional body, our inner child, our ego. We invite you to release. And we invite our physical body to let go of anything that is stored, that is trapped from this past week and beyond, or anything that is not coming with us on this new timeline. As we step into this new portal, and take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And in a moment, you're going to hear a shift in our music, which will be your invitation to shift your breathing in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Remember, it doesn't matter how fast you go. It matters how deep you go. So take another nice deep breath in and let it go. And let's shift that breathing in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Here we go. Remember to breathe deep into the belly, all the way to the front, to the back, to the sides, and just let it go. Find your own rhythm and let it go. Breathe into the areas where there is anything blocking you, limiting you from stepping in to this new timeline of what you want to manifest. If your body wants to move, let it move. If it wants to make a sound, let it make a sound. Trust yourself and allow the energy to move through you. Whatever is coming up is meant for you. Allow it to come up, allow it to come forward, and move. Get it out of you, my friend. What is stopping you from manifesting your desires? Breathe into them and let it go. Keep going. You're doing so good, my friend. You got about another minute, so keep going. What do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? You don't have to hold on to it any longer. You can let it go, my friend. ride the wave. All right, we're gonna get ready to take our first deep breath and a breath hold. So go ahead and take a nice breath in and let it go. Let's do that again. Deep breath in and let it go. On this next one, big deep breath in, holding it at the top. And connect in to the timeline that is best for you right now to manifest your desires. When you're ready, let that breath go. Let it go. Connected with the version of you who is living on this timeline now. So slow it down and feel it. Shifting your breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Connecting in with this version of you and allowing yourself to be invited in to this new timeline, to become one with this version of you. And as you connect and become one with this version of you, you may sense, feel, or imagine this timeline before you. And in a moment, you're going to step onto this timeline, activating. And so go ahead and take a step on, knowing that you are divinely guided, that you are protected, and that you are exactly where you need to be right now. Even if you're not 100% sure of what this timeline is, trusting and knowing that this is for you, for your greatest and highest good, for you to manifest everything that you desire now. I want you to place your hands on the timeline. And as you do, the color of our three crystals, malachite, opalite, and citrine. The greenish, clear, white light, and the slightly yellow oranges color begin to ignite this timeline. And if there's other colors that are wanting to come in for you, allow. As these colors ignite this timeline, I want you to go ahead and begin to take a few steps forward, feeling what it feels like now on this new timeline. Notice how things have slightly shifted. Notice what your thoughts are. Notice how you feel. In a moment, we're going to take our last breath hold on this new timeline. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and let it go. Let's do that again. And let it go. And on this next one, biggest breath you've taken so far today on this new timeline. Letting it all go, emptying out, becoming still. And when you're ready to breathe in that next breath, here, now, in this new timeline, breathe in gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for your past self, and gratitude for the opportunities that are now here. Gratitude for everything that has made this possible for you right here, right now. Thanking your guides, your guardians, your spirit team, God our Father, the divine source, creation, universe, for this opportunity. The opportunity to see what you might not have noticed before. But on this timeline, you are fully aware of the actions, of the steps, of the ideas, of the opportunities that are here for you now. We're going to set the intention that over the next few days, leading up into our full moon, that the ideas will come through, the opportunities will make themselves known. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and let it go. Let's do that again. Let it go. One more time. In a moment, I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I get to 1, you'll open your eyes and you will be here now on your new timeline. 3, beginning to come back into this time and place. 2, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes, becoming more and more awake. And 1, eyes open, fully awake and alert. Welcome, my friend. It has been my honor and pleasure guiding you through our daily somatic breathwork and activating, which I did not know we were going to do when I first started this, but activating our new timeline. So welcome. As you may or may not know, I am a Akashic Records practitioner. I work with the records, and one of the things I always set the intention for is whatever wants to come through, whatever message wants to come through, whatever ideas that you need to know, that I am the channel for that. And so as I set that intention and we began our breath work, that is what I was guided to do. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was unexpected for me. I hope you enjoyed it though. Activating this timeline. Feel free to come back to this again over the next couple of days, and you can even just listen to this section here. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is, if I'm able to, take this and put this in our Breathe with Danie private podcast that I have, where we did the 22-day challenge of Breathe with Danie. So there's 22 somatic breathwork practices, different themes for every single one. And I think I'm going to put this one on there if I can. So if you haven't got that yet, I'll make sure to put that down in the description. But you can go to thepeaceteacher.com/breathe. I believe it is, and it'll take you to that challenge. It's $22, and you get access to the podcast and then any random other things that I want to share in that private podcast, any other breathwork sessions or healing sessions, because let me just tell you, that was a mini healing session. It was an activation for sure. So there you go. Thank you, guardians of the Akashic Records. All right, my friend, that wraps us up for today. I'll also make sure to put down in the description our full moon somatic breathwork practice that we'll be doing on Thursday under the full moon energy in Aries. If you haven't been to, if you've loved this, then you will absolutely love that. It's a full journey. So we'll do 3 rounds of breathing. There's an opportunity to connect with others and to share and to really be under that full moon energy. So I invite you to come explore. We're exploring the me versus we, that like idea of being consciously selfish. And so we're going to work on that in this full moon. All right, my friend, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fabulous week, and be sure to come back for our next Magic Monday next week, 11/18, where we'll see what wants to come through on that day. All right, my friend, as always, remember to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in and find